Hey everybody. I'm here. We're all here. It sounds like you can hear me, or looks like you can hear me. Let me see if I can scoot back a little so you can see my guitar a little more. Maybe I can tip my camera down. Hopefully you can still hear me. Say howdy if you're out there. Oh, my camera's moving. I'll start with a song. Here's the first track for my new record, which comes out tomorrow. Well, now, ain't it a shame to go fishing on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to go fishing on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to go fishing on Sunday? You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Ain't it a shame? Well, ain't it a shame to take a drink on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Yes, ain't it a shame to take a drink on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to take a drink on Sunday? You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Ain't it a shame? Well, now, ain't it a shame to play guitar on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to play guitar on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to play guitar on Sunday? You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Ain't it a shame? Well, now, ain't it a shame to kiss the girls on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to kiss the girls on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to play the girls on Sunday? You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Ain't it a shame? Well, now, ain't it a shame to be sinning on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to be sinning on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to be sinning on Sunday? You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Ain't it a shame? Well, now, ain't it a shame to be Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to be fishing on Sunday? Ain't it a shame? Ain't it a shame to be fishing on Sunday? You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Ain't it a shame? Yes, ain't it a shame to go fishing on a Sunday? 'Cause you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Ain't it a shame? Aha! Let me turn down the gain on my microphone. Check, check. Oop, that's the wrong one. Maybe. Check, 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 check. Hold on one second. I can't see what I'm doing. All right. Sorry about that. Might sound a little bit better. How is everybody? Hopefully doing okay out there on a Monday night. I thought I'd just talk a little bit about my record, which comes out tomorrow. Here it is. Thea is a light blue. That's me. Let's get it to not reflect. There we go. And it's out tomorrow on CD, on Bandcamp, on Spotify, anywhere where you're listening to music. And I'm pretty proud of it. It's just me and my guitar playing in the studio, hanging out, and it turned out really great. I recorded it up at Swing Fingers studio up in Fort Collins, and Aaron Youngberg was the engineer, and he made it sound really good. I played as best as I could, but there's no complaints about the engineering on it. The microphones were great, the editing was great, the vibes were great, and I think it sounds really awesome. He really captured my guitar super well, and captured the voice really well. I just sat down at the microphone and played through the songs a few times. We kind of chose the best cuts, and that became the record. A lot of the songs are things that I played over the years and wanted to record. There's a lot of original songs on the record, and there's stuff that maybe I had recorded in the past that I just needed a home for, and I thought it would be a good time to put those down. So I'm pretty proud of it. It's a cool record, and I think everybody's going to enjoy it. It's got a lot of different stuff on the record, and I'm excited for you all to hear it. So thanks for joining me tonight. Howdy, CHL76785. Glad to see you're here. Anybody who has questions, drop them in the chat. We're here to talk. I'll play some songs, but I'm also happy to answer questions and talk about my record and all that stuff. I'll play this song. This is the second song from the record. And there's a guy up in Boulder who's a great painter. His name is William Stair, Stoehr. And he paints these amazing canvases that are portraits. And I remember seeing his paintings years and years ago at a gallery here in Denver, and they were just so moving to me. They really stuck in my head. And I kind of always thought about him, and then he popped up in my social media a few years ago. And I remembered seeing his paintings, and I got to kind of research what he did, and I found out that a lot of his paintings are paintings of folks who have struggled from addiction or passed away from addiction or addiction-related things, and just really moving. And sometimes, like as a songwriter, I give myself assignments to get work done. If I don't make a deadline and an assignment, I mean I can not write songs all day long, no problem. And so I wanted to start writing some songs, and I gave myself an assignment to try to write a song based on one of his paintings. And the first one that popped up was a painting called Thea, and Thea is a pretty moving painting. I'll have a link to it on my website tomorrow when the album goes live, so you should definitely check it out over there. But either way, go and check out William Stair's art. It's really amazing. A lot of his canvases are really huge. If you ever get a chance to see them live and in person, it's really worth your time to go and check them out because they're really moving. So I was writing this song about his painting, and I came to find out that like halfway through writing a song about this painting, I was actually writing a song about myself, that I kind of have an inner voice that's maybe not very nice. I think a lot of people have that, an inner voice that's not necessarily kind to them, for better or worse. That voice motivates me in some ways, in some ways it doesn't. So this became a song kind of about trying to find a kinder inner voice, and it's the title track of the record. It's called Thea is a Light Blue. So here it is. White hair with a red hue, lines of age showing through, and dark eyes that see right into you. Thea doesn't have to speak a word, she listens to me when we confer, tells me when she thinks I'm being absurd, and there in the silence I know I'm heard. She says, oh, I know ya, I know what you're going through. She says, can't you see, I see what you can do. And this picture of you is a picture that you drew. Thea is a light blue. I failed. She wonders if they're in the proper scale. She says, oh, you know, I know what you're going through. She says, can't you see, I see what you can do. And this picture of you is a picture that you drew. Thea is a light blue. Back then I was just a kid, didn't know how hard life is. There's no reason to think it would be different. Not black or white, but some shade of gray, touches of color, they're on display, spots and specks to illustrate who we become along the way. She says, oh, you know, I know what you're going through. She says, can't you see, I see what you can do. And this picture of you is a picture that you drew. Thea is a light blue. Well, she says, oh, you know, I know what you're going through. Yes, I do. She says, can't you see, I see what you can do. And this picture of you is a picture that you drew. Thea is a light blue. There you go. Thea is a light blue. It's a pretty great painting. You should definitely check it out. You'll be able to find it on my website starting tomorrow. And yeah, I like how the song turned out. Maybe not as much as I like the painting, but close. Let's see. What's next? Oh yeah, this is I grew up in Wyoming. And Wyoming's a place full of cowboys. One of the things that you learn about cowboys is they're not always that good about talking about their feelings. I think that's kind of a thing that happens to everybody. And so I read an article a while back about the loneliness epidemic amongst older men, and I got to thinking about all these cowboy guys that I grew up around in Wyoming. And I wrote this song called I've Been Riding Fences. Hold on one second. Playing my old guitar. I've been riding fences, a cowboy in the cold, alone out on the prairie, patching up the holes, tightening the wires, setting posts out on the plains. I've been riding fences in the rain. Well, it doesn't seem that long ago you said you'd come out here with me to this little prairie ranch house where you asked where are the trees. Well, you didn't like the dust and wind. You said you felt alone. You said you didn't know if you could make this feel like home. But you really must have loved me, 'cause you decided that you'd stay. And the house took on your spirit, the grass took on your sway, and the trees that you planted, they grew perfect in that place. And you were right all along, I do enjoy the shade. Well, a cowboy's life is spent trying to control the wild range, bringing order to confusion, fighting off the change. He's a master and protector, the man with the final word, patching up a barbed wire to keep his herd secure. And I've been thinking about the day the dog said your time had come to go. Now I understand why my old man said it's better not to know. All these days and hours thinking of what reason there might be that God would choose to call you home instead of calling me. I've been riding fences, a cowboy in the cold, alone out on the prairie, patching up the holes, tightening the wires, setting posts out on the plains. I've been riding fences in the rain. There you go. If you know somebody out there who's you maybe think is lonely, give them a call. Take them out to lunch or something. It's hard to ask for help, especially for a lot of folks, but it's all right to reach out to them and say howdy. Let's see, I'll play this one. This is the next track off the record. This is one that I, over the years, have been reading a biography of every president, of every American president. Not every president, that's a lot. I'd probably be just as interested in reading a biography of every president of Georgia or Egypt or something. But I've been reading a biography of every American president, and George Washington, they always called him Cincinnatus because he did his duty and then went home when he was done, went back to his farm. And just like the story of Cincinnati in the Roman Empire. And I kind of got the spark of that for this song from that, and wrote it about the American Civil War, about a soldier going home after the war. And at the end, you could decide whether he dies or not. It's up to you what he's talking about. It's called Cincinnati's Going Home. Well, old Cincinnati said, I'm going back to Ohio, sit out on my daddy's farm, watch the corn and tobacco grow. Gonna farm the field and feed the fold, I won't have to fight no more. Spend my days getting old, I've seen enough of war. Well, Cincinnati said, he's going home. Old Cincinnati said, I'm gonna sheathe my sword. I'll lay my musket down and hang up my uniform. Well, I heard the call and I did heed. I left my home, I left my yield. Marched on down to Tennessee with Rosie Knowles and James Garfield. Old Cincinnati said, he's going home. Old Cincinnati said, in great deeds something abides. Times they pass and disappear, spirits carry on besides. And all our children long to come will understand our cause was just. The suffering and these things done I did because I thought I must. Well, Cincinnati said, he's going home. Yeah, Cincinnati said, going home. Yeah, thanks so much. Once again, for those people who are maybe just joining us, my new record comes out tomorrow. There's the cover. Thea is a light blue. It's available on CD, available at Bandcamp as a digital download, or if you stream music, head on over to Spotify or wherever you stream music, and it'll be available there. If you feel so inclined, there's a donate button on my website. You can donate there. If you're streaming the music, it's awfully helpful for musicians if you also can contribute in another way. Streaming's great, but it doesn't pay the bills. Bandcamp's a great place if you want to support independent music. Head on over to Bandcamp or through my website. Oh, also, I have a Patreon, and I'm kind of doing a project on my Patreon where I am writing a song every week and recording it and posting it on my Patreon. And folks who contribute $5 a month will get to hear those original songs before anybody else. Someday maybe I'll put them on a record, but as of now, the only place to hear them is on Patreon. And those who donate at $10 a month also get a lyric book for all of those songs, which includes the chords in case you want to play along with them. But I'll give you a little dose of those right now. Let's see if I can remember this one. This is one that maybe hasn't made it out to public yet, called A Cowboy's Fairy Tale. Gotta remember what key it's in. Here we go. Well, a knight brave and bold, adventures for gold, rising so high above the grass and the cattle, so tall in the saddle. This is the life I love. Swaying and singing, a herd is a stringing along on the dusty trail. Nights by the fire, a life to admire, a cowboy's fairy tale. Hey, odelay, odelay. No castles or dragons, just cattle and wagons. High up on my noble steed, battling stragglers, dust storms and rattlers, Choya and Jims and Weed. Swaying and singing, the herd is a stringing along on the dusty trail. Nights by the fire, a life to admire, a cowboy's fairy tale. Hey, odelay, odelay. meadowlark fairies sing across the prairies, casting their magic spell. The cattle all huddle round each muddy puddle, just like a wishing well. Swaying and singing, the herd is a-stringing along on the dusty trail. Nights by the fire, a life to admire, a cowboy's fairy tale. Hi-dee-oodle-dee, hey-oodle-dee, oodle-dee. Yeah, there you go. More songs like that one and different from that one over on my Patreon, just $5 a month, and you'll get the first dibs on all the new songs. I wrote a song that I posted today all about scrolling through Instagram Reels, so that's different than the one I just played. Not the same at all. Totally different idea. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, this one. This is a song I wrote a long time ago about not letting yourself get too riled up and get tricked. Sometimes people try to make you upset or try to manipulate you by by a lot of different methods. And so this is a song about watching out for that stuff called Just to Put On. Can't you feel that ache? For heaven's sake, it's been so long, the spirit isn't gone. Night after night, all through the day, to fight this fight, to feel this way. That kind of pain is just to put on, though I'll admit that it's a good one. But it comes and goes and it rolls and flows, it'll bring you down. It'll make you, break you, inspire you and take you, and leave you lonely, lying there on the ground. Things were better then, way back when. Those were better days, but how things have changed. We're gonna pay the cost, and we'll all be lost. But you can all be saved if you do what I say. But that kind of fear is just to put on, though I'll admit that it's a good one. But it comes and goes and it rolls and flows, it'll bring you down. It'll make you, break you, inspire you and take you, and leave you lonely, lying there on the ground. Well, have you heard that song? How could that be wrong? With such a golden voice, is there another choice? It's shelter from the rain, release from the pain, all our trials past, if you do as it is. That kind of head is just to put on, though I'll admit that it's a good one. But it comes and goes and it rolls and flows, it'll bring you down. It'll make you and break you, inspire you and take you, leave you lonely, lying there on the ground. It's all just to put on, though I'll admit that it's a good one. But it comes and goes, it rolls and flows, it'll bring bring it down. It'll make you and break you, inspire you and take you, and leave you lonely lying there on the ground. Thanks so much. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat over there. I'm happy to answer questions. Happy y'all are here and listening. Lots of stuff going on. I just got back from Ireland playing some shows with my dad, and it was really fun. Nice to see everybody over there, on all our friends from all those years ago, and to revisit those friendships, rebuild. I don't know. I don't think they ever went away, but it's hard to keep it up from way across the Atlantic. So I think I'll play a Paul Brady song. I guess he didn't write it, but it's an old song, but he recorded it, and I love his version. And since I just got back from Ireland and it's on my mind, I'll play it, a song about an Irish immigrant who came to the United States and the hardships that he faced. And this is one called The Lakes of Pontchartrain, and a great song about an Irish immigrant coming. Out one March morning, I bid New Orleans adieu, and I took the road to Jacksontown, my fortunes to renew, having only foreign money, no credit could I gain, and I found myself longing for the lakes of the Pontchartrain. So I stepped on board of a railroad car there in the morning sun, and I rode the rods till evening, and I laid me down again. All strangers there, no friends to me, till a dark girl towards me came, and I fell in love with a Creole girl on the lakes of the Pontchartrain. Well, I said, my pretty Creole girl, my money here is no good, and if it weren't for the alligators, I'd sleep out in the wood. You're welcome here, kind stranger. Our house is very plain, and we never turn a stranger out on the lakes of the Pontchartrain. So she took me to her mother's house. She treated me quite well. All the hair upon her shoulders in jet black ringlets fell, to try and paint her beauty, or sure it would be in vain. But pretty was my Creole girl on the lakes of the Pontchartrain. said it could never be. For she loved another who was far off at sea. She told him that she would wait for him, and true she would remain until he returned to his Creole girl on the lakes of the Pontchartrain. So it's fare thee well, my Creole girl, I'll never see you no more, and I'll never forget your kindness in the cottage by the shore, and then each social gathering a flowing glass I'll drain, and drink to the health of my Creole girl on the lakes of the Pontchartrain. Yes, drink to the health of my Creole girl on the lakes of the Pontchartrain. Thanks very much. That's one of my favorite songs, and it's such a great one. Paul Brady's so amazing. So, Heather, yeah, totally. I'll post some more mandolin stuff. I like playing the mandolin, and don't do it enough. I should do it a lot more. Yeah, the mandolin's great. I play the octave mandolin quite a bit too, which I actually I play that Lakes of Pontchartrain on the octave mandolin, and but I just don't have it out right now. I just have my little Martin 0018 guitar, and this is kind of the one that I a lot of times use for my YouTube videos, just because it's small and it's always out and it's there. But the guitar that I use mostly on stage is Martin D18 S vintage series from 1996. It's not a super valuable or old guitar, but it sure sounds good. This one's an old one. This is a 1938 0018, and I use it a lot to teach on just because it's small and it doesn't hurt my shoulder too much. But I do love playing the mandolin. Yeah, I'll post some more videos doing that. One of the other things that I have going on my YouTube channel, which I've been slacking on because I've been traveling, is that every Wednesday I post a Jimmy Rogers song. I love Jimmy Rogers. He was a great songwriter and a great musician, and I'm sort of on a mission to make sure that I keep posting his music because I don't want him to be forgotten. You know, the Carter family, Mother Mabel, all of her daughters played music, and then June married Johnny Cash, and just had a really musical family that kind of kept the tradition going. And Jimmy Rogers didn't have that, but he wrote so many great songs, and is just kind of a big part of the American musical fabric that I just want to make sure to try to keep his memory going along. Plus, I just love his music. So let me play a song from him, just because I love Jimmy Rogers, and we're here. This is one called Well, When It's Peach Picking Time in Georgia, it's apple picking time in Tennessee, a cotton picking time in Mississippi, everybody picks on me. Oh, when it's roundup time in Texas, all the cowboys say will be. Oh, way down in old Alabama, it's gal picking time for me. A yodelay, yodelay, idlay. Well, there's bluegrass in old Kentucky. Virginia is where they do the swing. Carolina, now I'm coming to you. I'm gonna spend the spring. Arkansas, I hear you calling. You know I'll see you soon. That's where we'll do a little picking underneath the Ozark moon. A yodelay, yodelay, idlay. Well, when the pickers pick the cotton, that's when I'll pick a wedding ring. We'll go downtown and pick a little gown for the wedding in the spring. I hope the preacher knows his business. You know he can't fool me. That's where we'll do a little picking. Yodelee, 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 yodelee. I hope the preacher knows his business. You know he can't fool me, 'cause when it's peach picking time in Georgia, it's gal picking time for me. A yodelee, yodelee, yodelee. It's one of the nice things about the live stream is you get to see all the mistakes, the stuff that I would stop the recording and go back and do it again. It's all right here. Live music is special that way. You get it. What you hear in the moment is what is for you. So it's kind of one of the nice things. Once it's there, it's gone. So no sense dwelling on the past. Move on to the future. Let's see. Let me play a couple more from the record, but I definitely want you to go check out the record. For those of you just joining, here it is. I gotta make it so there's no glare on it. This is my new record, Thea is a Light Blue, and it's available starting tomorrow on all of your streaming services. You can head over to Bandcamp. That's a great place to get the CD if you want a CD. I know not everybody has a CD player these days, but Bandcamp's also a great place to stream music and support independent artists. You can download their music there. Streaming is great, Spotify is great, but it doesn't pay the bills, and Bandcamp is better for musicians in that regard. But if you like Spotify, go for it. There's a donate button on my website, martingilmore.com. You can head over there and click donate if you like what's going on here. That's my tip jar. If you want to contribute a little and stream music, that's awesome. Just happy you're listening. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. Let's play this one. How to set this up. I read an article years ago about the orphan train, which is not something I knew about before that article. But the orphan train, for those folks who maybe don't know, was kind of an effort to deal with orphans in New York City specifically, but it kind of extended beyond there. In the 1800s, there were a lot of orphan kids just homeless in the streets, essentially, and really heartbreaking stories of all kinds. Kids who maybe came across the sea on a coffin ship or on a ship coming from Ireland or other places in Europe to the United States for opportunity. Maybe their parents had come before them and they sent for their kids, and they arrive and their parents are gone. They can't find them. Who knows? All sorts of crazy stories. But there was kind of an outcry of what are we going to do with these kids, and one of the ideas came to be, what if we load them up on a train and send them west and stop at depots across the West and see if folks maybe want to adopt these kids. So that's sort of what happened is we had kind of not a foster care system, but like an ad hoc adoption system where these kids would stop and folks would come out to the depot and maybe, it was probably pretty weird. They said they would like poke them, check their muscles, check their teeth, see if they were strong, see if they were healthy. And some of those kids would end up on farms working for families. Some of them were adopted and ended up in great situations. Some of them in maybe not such great situations, maybe in situations that were indentured servitude, kind of a whole variety of things. And there were a lot of places in Colorado that were on that. I think Pueblo, Colorado was on that list of part of the orphan train. So this is a song that I wrote about the orphan train. Before I was so inspired by that article, I wrote this song and then found out that Utah Phillips had written a great song about the orphan train too. So that's the way it goes. You write a song and find out there's another great song on the same subject. There could be more songs on the orphan train. If you're a songwriter, you should write one. Tell everybody about it. Well, can't you hear that whistle blow? There are children out in the cold. They've got no other place to go, 'cause the shelters are all full. Let's put 'em on a train car, send 'em west where things aren't so hard. Maybe then they won't starve or end up in some prison yard. And along the lines we'll stop and see if anyone wants a family. At least we'll get 'em off the streets and maybe find a home. And they rode the orphan train from New York City across the plains. They dressed 'em up, they told the line, they prayed to God the orphan train would leave 'em all behind. So they'd mill about the platform, they'd check their teeth and they'd grab their arms. Is his mind straight? Is his back strong? Can he work out on a farm? Well, given a new home or a broken heart, they tore brothers and sisters apart and put the unwanted back on the cars and sent them down the line. And they rode the orphan train from New York City across the plains. They dressed them up, they told the line, they prayed to God the orphan train would leave them all behind. And they rode the orphan train from New York City across the plains. They dressed them up, they told the line, they prayed to God the orphan train would leave them all behind. And they prayed to God the orphan train would leave them all behind. Yeah, thanks so much. Well, let's see. I'll play you one more. If anybody else has any more questions, feel free to post them here. And I think I'm going to try to do this Q&A a little more regularly. Might not always be a concert like this. Maybe it'll just be me playing random songs just for fun. I'll try to do one in May on a Monday night. And so watch for that here on my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, definitely come on over and subscribe. I'll also post the schedule of that stuff on my website. So check out there. Every month I send out a monthly newsletter of places that I'm going to be playing, things that are going on, where I'm gonna be, what's going to be happening. So that's a great place to kind of keep up with stuff. If you don't do the social media so much, it'll come straight to your inbox. I don't spam anybody. I usually just send out one newsletter every month, and then I'll send out a blast tomorrow because I have a new record coming out and I want people to know about it, and hopefully folks will buy it. Yeah, definitely come and check those things out. The next Q&A, yeah, a Monday in May sometime. So come and join me there if you would like. And definitely subscribe so you can see I post videos every week as often as I possibly can. I'm around this week and next week, and then I have some travel, but I try to get them up. I try to get extra ones up so when I'm gone, there's still videos being posted, just as a way to kind of have an excuse to play from the beginning to the end of a song. But I'd like to do more of this live stuff so that folks can engage. I know there are people who have questions and stuff, and maybe I'll do some online lessons as well, video lessons of people just asking questions and I can demonstrate stuff. Online workshops, we'll call them. There we go. I'll play you this song. I wrote it back in November, And it kind of prompted me to do my Patreon thing where I'm writing an original song every week. This was kind of the song that instigated that idea, because I just wanted to write more songs, wanted to sit down and work harder on songwriting. And I sat down and wrote this song so quickly, I was like, hey, I should try to do this every week. The story about it is, when I first moved to Denver, I lived with this guy who was pretty great. He was a character, and we lived in Arvada, and he had worked on a tugboat on the Tombigbee River towing barges, and told me stories about his experiences doing that. He became a truck driver, and he's just an interesting person. And so I thought I would write this song. He was telling me all about the Tombigbee River, and every once in a while he kind of like runs through my brain. I was like, oh, I should write a song about that. He wasn't a captain on a tugboat, so this isn't specifically about him, but it's what prompted the Tombigbee River part. This is called the Towboat Blues. Well, now the Tombigbee River is crooked and deep, with the water all muddy and the banks all steep as it rolls to the Bay of Old Mobile. I chug-a-lug tugboat towing and barging from Columbus, Mississippi to the Gulf Coast margin, and me, I'm the captain at the wheel. I'm just an old riverman, oh Susanna, from the Tennessee River down to Alabama, slugging in a swamp with the 6-man crew, singing these hard-working towboat blues. Well, now if you use a pan, this boat's afloat, and we'll tote whatever's needing toting, anything from asphalt, grain to shale. We'll keep between the buoys, straight on the channel, ain't no barge on this river that we couldn't handle if it floats tied to us, and we'll make it sail. I'm just an old riverman, oh Susanna, from the Tennessee River down to Alabama, slugging in a swamp with the 6-man crew, singing these hard-working towboat blues. Well, now it's hot in the summer, hot in the morning, hot when it's busy, hot when it's boring, hot when the boys don't do what they ought to do. A towboat tugging, slugging away, plugging and lugging this barge all day, and me, I've got them old towboat blues. I'm just an old riverman, oh Susanna, from the Tennessee River down to Alabama, slugging in a swamp with the 6-man crew, singing these hard-working towboat blues. Well, my daddy was a towboater, my granddaddy too. I was born to sing these towboat blues. I'm just an old riverman, oh Susanna, from the Tennessee River down to Alabama, slugging in a swamp with the 6-man crew, singing these hard-working towboat blues. Yeah, singing these hard-working towboat blues. Thanks for tuning in. Come on back in May. We'll do it sometime, and if they're successful, maybe we'll do more and more of them. Let me know if there's a better time, a time you would prefer or think would be better. I don't know. I'm just playing around here on my YouTube channel, trying to chat with people. So very grateful that you're here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in to my videos. And get my record. It's out tomorrow. Thea is a light blue. Check it out on Bandcamp. Oop, I'm covering up the logo. Check it out on Bandcamp. Check it out on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, all those places it'll be available. Or if you want a CD, they're available. Hopefully we'll have vinyl this summer. We'll see how it all shakes out. Yeah, would love to have some vinyl available for folks. So thanks very much. See you down the line. Appreciate you listening. Bye-bye.